Hi, Hayden.
Hi, April.
Welcome to another episode of OffTrack with April and Hayden. So let
Yeah,
me
thanks for inviting.
introduce. We are good. Like it's an honor to have you with us for this episode. Um, Let me introduce Hayden. Is our company product manager.
Hi,
Yay!
everyone.
Super excited and happy to have Hayden here. So just let me start off with a simple questions, okay?
Mm,
Um,
yes.
Tell us something that is interesting about yourself, but most people don't know.
I think most people don't know. Actually, I like performing. Yeah, actually, I used to dance on the stage and in my previously. And it was my dream when I was young. And in that time, I wish to be a dancer. Yeah, that is something I think mostly people don't know. I like performing before. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do you have videos of you dancing?
Eh, maybe you can find it in YouTube one day.
Wait, so okay, I am going to do like a internet search.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. Wait,
No worry. We
can
can
you
make
still
it.
dance?
Huh?
Can you
Now?
still dance
No.
now? How long is it? Like, how long have you
Um,
stopped
After I graduate, I think so. Yeah. After
from
I graduate, then I
university?
was, yes, yes, yes.
Wow. Which university are you from?
Which uni is I from? You have to look into my LinkedIn there, you will know.
Okay, okay. For people who is listening, we can do that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising way.
Yeah, still have a lot of things you still don't know.
Wow, can you still tell me another one?
Huh? Maybe for next episode, if I
Wow,
still have
okay.
time to come.
Off track 2.0 with Hayden. Yes. So good way. Okay. So I remember you tell me before you used to study AI, right? Like
Mm,
codings
mm,
in
mm.
AI. Then I'm very curious, what makes you go into product management?
All right. So what made me feel that I want to go to product management in my career path? Actually, they have two factor. I think so. So one is regarding about my characteristic because I like to figure out why this thing will be happen and how we can make something different on the solution towards that thing you find out the problem and so on. Yeah. So this made me feel that as a product manager, you have a lot of chance for you to figure out why people they have this kind of behavior and what is the problem they are facing now and how we can make something different compared with our competitor or how we can make something different to let the people feel that your product is something can be help them and give them different kind of the experience. And secondly is because on my previous experience when I was in university,
Mm-hmm.
so most of the time I'm the leading on my team. So I am enjoying to have this kind of the ownership when they have project coming on my assignment and so on. Yeah.
Mm. So what is your first? So you start with doing coding first, right? Like when you first start working, or when you
Yeah.
first start working, you straight away it become product management, go to product management already.
No, actually, my first job is as a software engineer. So I also started to learning about programming and go through about the software development life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, on my second job, only I started going through product management kind of the career. Yeah.
Mm. It's very interesting to see um, people go into, like I know a lot of people that's from non coding become coding. Like I have people from HR and become developers, and I have people from marketing or psychology become a developer. But I never thought of people, who start from coding will move out from coding. I always thought, okay, they will stay there and do coding.
Mm,
I think you're the
uh,
first.
Actually, in between among my friends, actually, some of them also know doing encoding right now. With some of them like doing
Mm.
sales, and some of them like maybe it's not doing about IT industry anymore. So
Ooh. Okay, then it's kind of like same as design then. I have people become a property agent now. And they are so rich after they don't do design, right? You start to see them go to like fancy uh bars, go to
mm,
fancy hotels, and us
yeah,
still designers, and like, oh, I'm so poor.
I can say so. Different people they have their different path of their journey they would like to go through. Yeah.
Hmm. Then how long have you been doing product management already? Like,
Yeah, it's around. I think it's near to 5 years. Yeah, near to
wow.
5 years.
Then I have one extra question is
Mm,
what is the biggest mistake you see people make um, throughout your career?
bigger mistake.
Mm, you think
Mm,
that?
mm. Actually, this question for me is quite a bit hard to answer because
Mm-hmm.
different industry they will have because in product manager management this role is because different company they will have different definition towards for the product management this role in the organization. So
Mm-hmm.
some expectation for their company they expected product management they will just only focus in certain area, and some of the organization they will wish that product management just only take care on certain responsible. So different organization they will have different definition towards to product management this role. So
Mm,
how you going to find it to match your expectation on product management is just only other than true from the job description when you apply the job. And another one is you can be find out more when you have the interview session with your hiring manager. So yeah, am I answer your question?
yeah, yeah. I think it's more like you understand your role and responsible first, right? So
Mm,
there's no not much like a you should do this. If you not do this, then it's a mistake. But then there's
mm,
different responsible for in different situations. Am I getting it right?
yeah, and also depend on how you're going to do your planning and how you're going to execute your tasks and so on. Yeah, so different people they have their own way and their
Mm-hmm.
own preference for them to carry on their tasks. So I can't say that yeah there is something wrong for them, but just their preference. Yeah.
Hmm. That's a good answer. Not taken. I'm still learning. Okay. So yeah. Then um, what is the biggest? No lah, not biggest. But what is the best compliment that you ever received?
For me, about compliment you have been received is a recognition effort from your family, from your friend, from your team, and the people around you. Because wherever you put your effort, and people is appreciate, and so that you know that you are on the right direction. So for me, it's a recognition effort. It's very good compliment to the people around you. Yeah.
Mm. Then do you still remember, like if this question, like when I first asked you, do you have one incident that just come across your mind? Like what kind of compliment? is that? Do you,
Mm, what kind of compliment is there?
yeah,
When
like
people
the
say that
story behind it.
the story behind it, actually they have a lot. Like when people say that I proud have you to have you as my friend, to have you as my team.
Oh.
Yeah, because sometimes like during like presentation, like in the school or in the competition, or maybe in just a performing. So people say, I'm proud of you. You have you in my team, so that we have a best performance and we will have a best result and we have best experience when I
Mm,
come together with you and so on. Yeah. So for me, it's when people say something like that to you, I feel that it's appreciated because they feel that I can be contribute something to
mm-hmm,
them and let them uh feel differently to have
mm-hmm.
me with them together. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, Hayden, I'm so happy to have you as my, product manager. I come from, it's come from my heart when I'm really
All
telling
right.
you. Yeah.
Thank you. That's thanks to me.
Yeah. I still have so much to learn from you, but then uh this is me wanna cry.
Don't worry. And we are still learning together and grow out
Yeah.
together.
Um then um for you to, go from coding and product management and all that, what is something that people seems to misunderstood about you or misunderstand about you? Is there anything?
Mm, for me, is especially because for a product role, actually you need to deal with a lot of different parties. So sometimes you need to
Mm-hmm.
deal with a developer, sometimes you need to deal with a tester, sometimes you need to deal with sales team, marketing team, and so on. So yeah, so people maybe when we thought you are young and you may underperform, and maybe your idea is not that good. So that was a moment I really will be believe it. Yeah, maybe I'm not in that good. So but when I try to share out my idea, so sometimes things may not go worse as what you think. So
Mm-hmm.
after I realized that, so I will just uh, get my encourage and just share whatever any idea and any opinion you have in your mind and just share out with your team and so on. So once you share out, only you will know that your idea is workable or not. Is it
Mm-hmm.
anything you have been missed out and so on. So for me, it's like just don't care too much and so on. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you know that what point you're trying to say is reasonable and have your own reason why you want to say that, just say it out. Yeah.
That's a good advice. Then when you first start out, do you have like difficulty to do this? Or
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
definitely. They have I can say it's a learning curve.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, because especially when I go for as a developer and switch to product, so your job scope, your responsible, everything is differently.
mm-hmm,
And some more is especially when you are a product person, you have on the ownership of your product.
mm-hmm,
So whenever the people they will have a lot of requests is coming to you from every single department, every people allow you. People always have different idea or different suggestion towards to your product. So how
mm-hmm,
you going to dealing with them and so on. So for me is I can say that is very fortunate a very fortunately is I have chance going to a company. So my superior, my manager, and so on the team is very helpful.
mm-hmm,
So they also train me very well on how to start from do a market research, how you're going to compound your product requirement, to do your product architecture and do your product design until you launch your product. And after you launch your product, how you're going to evaluate your product and so on. Yeah. So yeah, so after you pass through this learning curve, you are understanding about the product management life cycle. So after through all this experience, it really give a very benefit to you because you have a overall about the big picture how
mm-hmm,
the product development goes through. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
once you're understanding, it will help you for your for your next step for you to carry on.
We should do more um, off track review. That's a lot of tips there. Yeah.
I hopefully I have more story to share with you guys as well. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I think so. I'm on your um I saw on your LinkedIn, right? Like you have so many um experience and on different product and stuff. Like can you tell me which one is one of your the project or
Mm.
product that you're most proud of or that's most memorable for you?
Mm, for me, the most memorable for me is the first product I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
because there is so after I going through that first product, it let me feel that yeah, product management is something I would like to further to move forward in my career path. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so because when I manage so many different kind of the product, because uh different product they have their own way for them to manage. So it
Mm-hmm.
will be relevant back towards to the company business model. So if let's say like B2B kind of the company and also B2C kind of the company, so they have different way for them to manage their product. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because your market and your end user is different, so their expectation is different. So you have think through about what is the strategy and how you're going to position your product into the market. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Eh, then which one is your first project?
The
What is
first
the first
project,
project?
I'm doing is a mobile payment kind of solution.
Mm.
So yeah, so and they have one of the project is like I have been trying to participate from doing about the market research to have a con call with our vendor and see
Mm-hmm.
through how we're going to cooperate together and so on. So I have been trying to participate into end to end to finding out what is the best solution we have to going through. So it let me feel that yeah, I'm enjoying on the processing
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me a big satisfying when the product is really going through to the development based on my finding. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can relate for you like with you on that when I'm doing my first project. And then you see
Mm,
that thing actually, is there and you can start to use it and you'll be like, wow,
mm,
I cannot believe it is from us and people are using
mm,
it. Like, oh, so
yes.
proud, like a proud mom and a proud dad. Like, oh, that's my children.
Yeah, you know the feeling, right?
Yeah, I love it. Um, then how do you cope with, like you say you need to deal with so many different peoples and different ideas, right? So how do you cope with all these different suggestions and know which one you should prioritize first? Because always people from different departments always think that okay, mine thing is kind of like the most important one, right? Because
Mm,
they
mm,
need to take
mm.
care of themselves first, ma.
Yeah,
Yeah. So how do you cope and deal and manage all these expectations?
yeah. So firstly, you have to try to understanding about why they have this kind of request coming in. Is
Mm-hmm.
because just because based on what they thought, or maybe it's what customer is facing now, and maybe there is something is a critical issue or not. So we have to do a lot of different like category based
Mm-hmm.
on their request. So we have to based on that, and also we have to see into this request whether they have the commercial value. So because we know that wherever the product solution we are going to be deliver. So and the ending for the company, trying to stand on the company purpose is wherever the product is released, we have to ensure that uh, the effort is putting from the team, the company is expected there has something revenue is coming in based on whatever you have been delivered in your product. So
Mm-hmm.
if let's say the requests coming in, they don't have a very high commercial value. So maybe their priority is not that it's not that urgent. But if let's say the request is really like impact toward to your product performance, then maybe there is something that is the risky. You have to like highlight it and have to like pay attention on that request and so on. So it depends on uh when they request, is it they will have direct impact to your product or not, and also have to look into our company direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to align back our company direction so that whatever the product you're trying to have to match back to your company direction.
Yeah, I think that's a good tips, like advice that you give just now, because I'm so new, right? and
Mm,
and when I first started, there's not much of people guiding me and how to prioritize and stuff. So I always have this confusions of, you have to take in requests and you have to keep make them happening. But then there's so much requests from different people that it overwhelms you. You don't know how to uh say push back or which one to prioritize first. Yeah, sometimes it really gets to
mm,
you. And even my friends, they start up like same experience as me, but then they still have this like, say, not to say problem, but like a difficulty to know what thing to prioritize first when there's so much request from different people, like marketing and sales, and then the boss say this and then that guy say this, you
yeah,
know. Yeah, I think that's a good advice. When this episode come out, right, I need to share it to all my I need to share it with all my friends, like, hey, listen to this. It's very good.
hopefully my experience is benefit for them as well. Yeah.
I think definitely. um then what is the one thing, right, after
Mm.
all this year that you wish you know when you first began your career as a product manager?
Mm, for me, is if I not pass through all this experience, I also can't really know that. But if you ask me, I wish to know when I begin my career is first thing you want to know, what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and second thing is how good you can go beyond. So you either you have to. So at the conclusion, I can say that is you have to understand well about yourself. So you want to know that like how good you know you can go beyond, and what is your characteristic, and how is your passion, what is the strength, and how you're going to overcome your weakness and so on. So once you know that what kind of the job job responsible or job activity you are interested, and based
Mm-hmm.
on that you can going to find a relevant job for yourself and so on. Yeah.
Mm. Then how long does it take for you to find that out, or are you still in the process of doing that?
And because I also believe that when people is growing up, and some of the time you also may be changing, and maybe at first you thought that you may like this one, but after you
Mm-hmm.
go to experience that, then you thought, hey, maybe there's something uh you may not that prefer and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this is a non-stop a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it is just don't restrict yourself. Just try when there's any chance comes to you, just do it. Even maybe you feel that maybe this is not something I'm good in that way, but
Mm-hmm.
seeing the opportunity is come to in front of you, why not just give yourself a chance, just try and see, because people sometimes we don't know what is our potential, how we can go beyond uh that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so just free yourself and try it. Yeah, because because I can say that we are our life is just is a learning step. Just do whatever you can do. Yeah.
Mm. Then, when you say go beyond, right? Does it mean
Mm.
that you want to wow people, like go beyond their expectations, or how do you define go beyond?
Uh, Go beyond for me. Usually, I would more focusing is like based on my understanding about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So how is my capacity or how is my ability I can be doing that thing. So
Mm-hmm.
if let's say I feel that I only can be do that thing until this level,
Mm-hmm.
so I will try to push myself. Can I try to go for this level or not?
Mm.
Yeah. So just don't try to absorb yourself, or maybe I just can do on that thing only. So I just submit my work until this level is good
Mm-hmm.
enough. But
Mm-hmm.
when you think that you are just that this level, actually, when you try to push yourself harder, actually you can go more than that. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, that's so inspiring. Oh.
Yeah. So every time when I do a lot like different presentation, especially
Mm-hmm.
since I said that I love performing. So when I do any presentation, I was also like look into it, like
Mm-hmm.
how can I going to inspire my audience and so on, and how I can be do advance my preparation, my
Mm-hmm.
homework, and my exercise and so on. So yeah, this is something I always uh do my own reflection and
Mm-hmm.
see how good I can improve myself and so on. Yeah.
Mm. Um, how do you do reflections though? Are you like the kind where, when you're about to go to sleep, you are lying in bed and then you are like trying to reflect, oh, what happened today? How can I improve? Is it what you do? Or just once in a
Yeah.
while?
Mostly like before sleep, sometimes I will think about it, and sometimes
Uh-huh.
I also think about maybe what is the thing I need to do for tomorrow preparation. And
Mm.
based on that, I also will think about based on last time discussion or based on last time meeting. So for tomorrow meeting, what thing I can be do in my end, yeah, so that I can ensure that tomorrow meeting can go smoothly and so on. Yeah.
Mm. Good advice. I'm like literally, literally just, oh yeah, okay. Tell me more like this. Mm, then I feel like you have already give so much advice, right? But then my next questions are is what is the advice you will give to someone who wants to pursue the similar career to
Mm.
yours?
Uh, I think just that statement, as just now I say,
Mm-hmm.
just try whenever they have chance coming to you. No matter now you are a designer or you are marketing, you are doing or developer and so on, because then you're also a part of the product to make that product uh to be go to live production, because without a developer, without a designer, without marketing, without anyone in the organization, the product can't really move forward in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
just try wherever the chance coming to you. And since product manager, as just now I said that in this career path, different organization will have different definition.
Mm-hmm.
So and product management, their exposure is quite wide, so just explore as much as you can. Yeah.
Mm. Then do you have anyone that's very um, influential to you, or um, that actually inspire you a lot? Can you give me like three people that has been the most influential to you?
Mm,
It can
Unfortunately,
be
I can't give.
anyone though. It doesn't have to be popular or famous people, it can be like my uncle.
Yeah, I know that, but actually, I think about it. In my past life, actually, I don't have like an idol or a
Mm-hmm.
single person for me to learn from that, because actually, I there is also I don't restrict myself to explore any possible. So I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't like just say that I will just stick to this person. Whatever he say that is good, then I just follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because for me it's like if today my friend is sharing with me, or like today I have off track with you, you give me something, a question, like you give me inspire myself. So as soon as like when I found that the thing is interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that that thing applying to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I will just remember it and apply in my life. So that I love this kind of talking session with the people, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to watching a debate show, because during debate
Mm.
show, a single topic, they have a lot of different angle to lead you into that topic. So it will
Mm-hmm.
give you how you're going to figure out a, a topic for general everyone. Yeah.
Mm.
And I also like reading, because when you're reading, you will read structure in your mind, and you will like really like think about it. Why people write in that statement? Why
Mm-hmm.
people they give this kind of the conclusion? Why
Mm-hmm.
people will feel that that thing is good to them?
Mm-hmm.
So based on this kind of thing, he give me a lot of this kind of like question to myself. Why people will think that that's good? Is
Mm-hmm.
it you can't doing that, or that is something applied towards to the moral you want to apply, and so on. So they give me a lot of question for myself when I have this kind of the session.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so based on that, it started to let me feel that, oh yeah, the theory is practical for my edge, because sometimes when you haven't go beyond the edge, you can't really to understand about the theory, because you haven't experienced it, you haven't
Mm-hmm.
go through the kind of the exposure, so you can't
Mm-hmm.
really to understand about the theory. So once you go through about the experience, the exposure, then you will know that why people will make that conclusion. Yeah.
Mm. Then, do you have any like a like a statement on a question that you when you first read it or when you first heard it, you cannot quite relate, but now you feel like, oh, I understand why the person say like this now.
Mm,
Do you have? Okay,
so
lah,
they have
one.
actually they have a lot,
Uh
but
huh.
one of that in my mind when you the question is coming to me is
Mhm.
uh every time actually people were asking us like you need to be a positive, you need to have a lot of this kind of like positive energy, positive mindset, you
Mhm.
cannot think backward and so on. But after I read some article, you say that actually like uh because we are human,
Mhm.
so if you feel that you have the temper, you feel angry, you feel sad, so this sometimes people feel that say that this is like a very negative emotion that you should not be have. But based on that article say that we should be fine and accept we will have this kind of negative emotion, because
Mhm.
because you have this negative emotion, and it will make you feel that uh I mean how to say that, just they have two ways to say that. First thing is we have to accept ourselves,
Mhm.
we will have this kind of the negative emotion, and
Mhm.
second thing is we don't think that negative emotion is not good for us.
Mhm.
Just like people maybe say we should not build, we should not feel scared, we should not worry a lot and so on. But actually scared, this feeling is good, because just
Mhm.
like imagine when people would like to hit you,
Mm.
and you not feel scared, you just stand and then let the people to hit you, you can imagine that it's quite scary and dangerous, because you don't know how to run
Mhm.
when something is going to dangerous to you, and you
Mhm.
don't know how to protect yourself.
Mhm.
So yeah, so this is something it let me feel that yeah, sometimes negative doesn't mean that that is very a negative, it just give you a different reflection, or maybe a signal to yourself. Yeah, maybe you are worried too much, when you feel that you worry a lot, so
Mhm.
you just a feeling to yourself, or maybe I need to try to how I going to avoid worry is okay, it's fine, just
Mhm.
don't want to go over and so
Mhm.
on. Yeah, so for me, this kind of the signal, yeah, you should not be to be pushed out to yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
should be
Mm-hmm.
accept because there's also a part of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good, because it makes me think of, reminds me of one of my friends, that he say he used to be, what do you say it, his family is very controlling, like tiger
Mm,
father tiger mothers ma. So everything also need to, they also need to control. Okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, do your homework and stuff like that. Then
mm,
he start to push all his negative feeling, like he loved to draw when he is young, and his dad
mm,
literally go and break the color pencil or crayon in front of him, and
mm,
he start to push all this feeling away. Then when he grow younger, and he has temper issue.
mm,
Yeah, not grow younger, and he's grow older, he start to
yeah.
have temper issue, and he cannot control himself when he get angry.
Mm,
Yeah, because
yeah.
he has been pushing it so much, right, until one point
Mm,
he break. Then he cannot control his anger anymore. So now is
mm,
he only realized the problem, and he want to start to work on that. But it's a bit hard already, because you are so old, not old, but you're at the age where you need to work and you need to deal with people, that
mm,
then now you only need to start work on that. Yeah, so it's a
yeah.
bit hard.
But I also feel that it's quite fortunate is because at the end he also realized that he have this kind of the emotional feeling he want to face it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even now maybe you feel that it's quite late for him, but as soon as and now he realizes it, so he still
Mm-hmm.
have chance to change it, but maybe it's quite a little bit hard. But
Mm.
if you have that determination, you want to solve it, I believe that your friend can be solved it in one day. Yeah.
Yeah, you can, if one day, right, it's
Mm,
just so like random go into my mind, is if one day you just
mm,
decide you're not going to be a product manager anymore, you can be
mm.
like a motivation speaker. Just like how in
Eh,
secondary school or in primary school, during the
as a counselor,
UPSR,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah, like the UPSR, I still remember UPSR, PMR, and SPM time. The school will always have us in the there one, and then there's a
Mm,
motivation speaker there and tell us you can do it, you're the special one, yeah, like that. And you feel,
I
oh,
think
so
it's maybe
motivated.
I think it's maybe because I have read a lot of this kind of like chicken accent kind of the book. Yeah, so that's why I have a lot of this kind of thing in my mind.
Then can you give us three books that you like the most, or you wish people to, you recommend people to read the books as well, you think it would be useful for people?
Mm, pre-book. Ah. Actually, I
uh
can't really remember the book title because usually I just sometimes I just random pick one book, I just read into it.
ah
Then yeah, because chicken accent for me is like their story is not that wrong. So maybe just
mm,
a few page for you. So you still can squeeze a little bit time for you. Just read finish that story and based on that, yeah, give you some different conclusion example. Yeah.
then do you watch documentary? Do you like to watch
Uh,
documentary?
documentary.
Uh-huh.
I seldom watch documentary. Yeah.
Oh, then you are not really like the watching kind, like a visual kind, so you're more like the words kind, is
But
it?
sometimes I watch like this kind like interview session or
Ah,
sometimes like this kind like forum discussion.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to watch this kind uh interview or talk show something like that. Yeah.
Mm, okay. No, because why I asked this is because I watch. this, I found out this very, I feel like it's very nice documentary in
Mm,
Netflix. It's
mm,
called The Surgeon's Cut. So it's a
mm.
documentary. It's BBC Science Team collabs
Mm.
with Netflix. So,
All right.
like I didn't know that when I first find out, but I always like to watch this kind of documentary. But it's so interesting is in the documentary there's 4 episodes. So it's
Mm,
all related to a doctor's one.
mm,
So the first is, and all these 4 doctors is a huge person in the medical field. So they all leave a huge impact, and you got to see how they work and how they think. As I
mm.
think it's amazing. So the first doctor is a fetus doctor, and
Okay.
how woman is pregnant and you have the
Yeah.
pregnancy doctor that's for the mother ma. But then that
Mm,
doctor treats the baby when the baby is still in the mother tummy.
mm,
Yeah, like I never know or thought that there's such doctor, but then it is, and they show how he treats the baby. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. I get goosebumps and I cry, like lie on my bed and watch my, wow, so 感动. Why? And yeah, um, and
I think that has yeah, 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 sorry, continue.
yeah, and he he actually invented so many methods into treating different disease. Like, that guy
Mm,
is the first person that invented methods to detect Down syndrome
mm,
and a lot of different symptoms when the fetus is still in the mom's tummy. Like, can you
mm,
imagine that you always think that all these people should be like so old and die already, but then it's
mm,
actually still alive and still doing more stuff. It's amazing. And the second doctor is about a brain surgeon. So he
mm,
invented stem cell treatments for brain cancer and all that. And the third one is a woman doctor, and she is a liver transplant, the first woman that do a transplant surgery, and she focused on liver transplant. And they say
mm,
liver transplant is the most difficult transplant now, like compared to a kidney or a heart transplant. And they do it in a live donor, meaning I'm still alive, but I want to donate my liver to you and stuff like
mm,
that.
mm.
And the third one is a heart surgeon. It's from India. Wow, it's really something I feel like worth watching. If you wanna, you should definitely uh watch it.
Uh, when you say that, I realized that actually I don't watch like this kind like big production kind of the documentation,
Oh, is
but
it?
actually
Why?
sometimes I watch a lot. Actually, I watch a lot like YouTube, because YouTube
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of YouTuber. They do some vlog. They say that a day for a nurse, a day for a doctor.
Mm.
So they will use their own way to capture, to think out about how is their daily life and so
Mm-hmm.
on. But yeah, sometimes I also would like to look into like this kind of, I can say it's like variety show,
Mm-hmm.
and see how the people when they dealing with their issue or with their problem in their daily life and so on. Yeah. So
Mm.
maybe in one day I may look into the documentation you have suggested just now.
Yeah. If you remember, you can start a channel and make a
Uh,
video like, oh, 1 day in life for product manager in Malaysia. Then you can record
okay.
yourself on what you do. Yeah. I
I
still
think
remember.
maybe it will be a bit
Uh-huh.
boring.
No lah, I think it will be interesting because still remember when I first start working, and
Yeah.
literally type like 1 day in life just so I can see what other people do, have do
In their
similar
daily
with
life.
me. Yeah, then what are they doing? Or when you feel like you are stuck, right? then you
Mm,
want to go and see what other people is doing. So what can I
yeah.
learn from them?
Mm,
Yeah,
yes.
you should.
Okay, if I have the time.
Just put a camera there and record you and make sure the camera is plugged into a charger or something.
If without any production, I think maybe a bit longer because for 8 hours.
Yeah. I try to make one myself.
uh,
It's first during MCO. It's like a work from home with me or something like that. I try to
uh,
record, but it a bit boring because that time you cannot go anywhere. So the video is literally me wake up, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, work, lunch, work, and eat dinner. so, so it's me work, eat, work, eat, and work and eat.
yeah, that's why you need to try to make something different to make yourself something different.
Yeah. When we go back to the office, then you can, show, oh, you work to this place to have
uh,
meeting and you walk to this place to have lunch. So there's different environment.
yeah, yeah,
Do you miss going to the office though? Do you
yeah.
prefer to work in the office more or work from home more?
Mm, for me, both of them have their own good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you like work in office, maybe you will have less distraction. So and you also can be more focused. And when you have something you want to dealing with your colleague, you also can get immediate feedback, and you also will have more way easy for you to have a discussion with your
Mm-hmm.
team and so on. Yeah, but if you work from home, your time is more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
That as soon as if let's say on that moment don't have a meeting call for you, you can just arrange your thing in yourself and so
Mm-hmm.
on. Yeah, so uh different environment will give you different advantage. Just see
Mm-hmm.
how you're going to discipline yourself. Yeah. As well as
Mm.
for me it's like you need to learn how to discipline yourself and complete your task in within the timeline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, then can you give us one tips? How 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 do you, or what is in your mind, or how do you discipline yourself? Do you have a method or a way for you to do that?
Yeah, for me is first thing you have to clearly to know that what is the thing you want to do. So usually I will come out my own timetable. So usually I
Mm.
will draft out say that okay today or maybe this week what is the task I want to complete
Mm-hmm.
and how I going to be uh plan my work because certain of my work maybe I say that maybe I need to finish out my wireframe so that I can pass to designer.
Mm-hmm.
So I because I have my own timeline to deliver my solution. So I want to in order for me so that I need to have more buffer time because I have certain time I need to slot it for the designer for them to do. So I need to do it first, and maybe certain thing you just only like the documentation or this kind of thing. So maybe I can like do with between in my fee slot. So yeah, so it's depend on so you have to correct to know that uh what is the task you're going to do and when you're going to be complete. So based on that, you give yourself a timeline. So just have to enforce yourself and trying to know that what is the best time for you to do your work. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's like uh, for me, it's I more prefer in the morning session because my mind still fresh. So I will prefer during morning. I will do something like this kind of brainstorming, analytic, reading because they need to use a lot your brain activity. But for afternoon, because after you take lunch, so sometimes you will feel a bit like
Quick
sleepy and
comma.
so yeah. So if you do a lot of this kind of like heavy brain activity, yeah, sometimes you will stuck it and so on. So during literally, I would like do something like documentation,
Mm-hmm.
something like less heavy brain activity. This kind of work. Yeah.
Ah. Okay. So next time don't want to start in meeting with you after lunch. Then your meeting will still be full in morning section after this episode is out, right?
And it depends sometimes. In the noon session, you have meeting as well. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
still fine as long as it's not a like brainstorming meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Then okay, I'm more of a night person. So when the night coming, say my brain will get very active. But when it's
Mm,
morning, then I'm like, okay.
yeah,
So
but during
different.
night is not your working hour, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
why.
but when I'm studying, I always will be study reading on morning and also night session. So noon session is just for me to do a lot of this kind of exercise, assignment. Yeah. So
So are you like the good grade student when you are still studying? Like the top student?
I can't say I very good in academic, but
Uh-huh.
I can say that I know well how to pushing myself to get a better way, how to say, a good method for myself, how I'm going to study and so on. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I always have one question is how do you guys take exam? So it's a paper test or is it like a place where there's computer and you need to code right there?
Mm, uh, like my university, actually, we will have during a semester, we
Uh-huh.
will have like how many percentage is stand for your coursework and how many percentage is for your midterm exam and also final for your final exam. So
Mm.
during the midterm and also the final exam, it's just like traditional. Like how you're
Mm.
going to see through is with just a paper and a pencil for you to write on your on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
But during the coursework there, you have a lot like this kind do the computer, write the coding, write the
Mm-hmm.
system, have a lot like this kind of assessment, presentation, and so on. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So it's depend on your course. So certain university their coursework is about 50%, 50% for final exam. Certain university their coursework is more. They will have 70% and 50% for your final exam. So it's depend. Yeah, it's depend for your course.
Mm. I think for mine is around like 80-20.
Mm,
Coursework
mm,
80% and then exam is just 20%. So it's my favorite time to brag to my business friends because when we are
mm.
so busy with coursework, they don't have anything. They just like, oh, so free, go makan, watch movie. And then when they it's the time they go and take exam, I was like, oh, you want to exam? Oh, I don't have exam leh. I'm going to makan later. So we just do this. It's like so fun. Do you guys have final year project?
Yeah, we have final year project.
Then what is your final year project topic? Do you still
My
remember?
final year project is doing image processing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like based on the image and the system will be tell you what is the finding in the image and so on. And we are using because since I'm come from AI, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm using unsupervised learning. So we through by clustering to tell the story. What is the finding you find out in the image and so on. Yeah.
So is there something like you have to start the AI you are using? Is it something that you have to create yourself, or is it something that is already there? So you just have to take a little bit to your own thing.
They have two ways for you to conduct your final year project. So one is you can build the entire system by yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
another one where is true for research. So I'm more toward on research kind of the project. Yeah. So your
Mm.
research is just based on whatever the tool you find out in existing online and so
Mm-hmm.
on. So you just apply the tool and maybe you have to write some little coding, but it's not that much because you not need to build your entire system by yourself. You just write a certain program and so on, so that the tool can be running about your result and so on. Yeah.
Ah, it
Mm,
reminds me of one website because sometimes I will go to product hunt and see what's new. Then I remember
mm,
I click into this one website is AI also. So you go into
mm,
the website, they will request you to access to your webcam. Then
mm,
there's
mm,
one video is running there and explain to you how AI works and how what is the words already? AI with face recognition or
recognition.
face,
Yeah.
detections, and
Mm,
real time. The video explaining to you how it works, and the webcam will tell you information about yourself. So the guys
mm,
will explain how AI will give you this information. Rather, is how beautiful you are or what
mm,
emotion are you now, then it will show you literally like real time there, and why the AI will give you this number. Okay, later I'll send
mm.
you the link. I think you'll like it. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
interesting. It's quite uh not too long but not too short also, the whole sections, but it's very
Mm,
interesting. I still remember mine is like whether the AI I really remember is the AI think you are beautiful or not. I think I get quite low score. Then I'm like, okay.
then we have to look into what kind of the methodology they are using.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm doing research, it's more toward like what kind of the methodology I'm using, so that the result whether is readable or not and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, later I'll need to remember to give you the link. Okay. Um it's such a random question, but then
Mm,
if today you
mm,
do something wrong, okay, and you gonna tangkap. No, what's the gonna tangkap in English? You got
eh,
caught, okay, and you're
okay.
in jail, and the things you done is so bad that
Mm,
you need, what do you call it, you have death sentence, okay, and you know how normally during the death sentence you can pick what will you eat like your last meal. So what will you
mm.
pick for your last meal?
For my last meal,
Yeah.
eh, I think maybe it's home cooked, because for me there is full of love and someone who know your taste well, and all is your flavor food, and important is home cooked, they always come with together with a lot of memory, because there is
Mm,
something your mom cook for you when you first start from your child until you're going out, and yeah, so I think maybe I will choose for home cook.
oh, so kamtong. I feel like if this is in a movie and
Eh,
the main character choose home cooked food, I think I'll cry like just non-stop crying, and then all the scenes with memory come
yeah,
like this.
they
Wow.
come out
Then I
because
feel
since
like
that is your last meal, right? Yeah.
yeah. Oh, rem- I cannot imagine that if you are going to die and
Eh,
you have the meal that trigger so much of your good memory that makes you don't
eh.
want to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but for me, it's like, uh, for our human, when you start to roam until you die, the only thing you can bring away is just your memory, right?
Mm.
So yeah, for me, memory is quite appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something I can something to say it's hard to get. Yeah.
Mm.
So memory for me, yeah, always the thing. Yeah.
The top things. Oh, I feel
Yeah.
like today this episode should be like the inspiring and kamtong world with Hayden. Oh no, it should be memory with Hayden.
Yeah, the memory.
Hey, just now I suddenly have one very random question. but I forgot. Hmm.
Never mind. We can go for second episode.
Yeah. Request second episode. Okay. Yeah, let me see. Okay. So I think that will be this is like the last questions of today.
Mm,
But then is what is your favorite day of the week and why?
okay.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
favorite day of the week. I actually different day for me. They have different activity I would like to slot for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for me, if I want to say my favorite day, maybe it's Sunday. But sometimes
Oh.
I quite hate Sunday. But for me, it's depends. But what I'm going to say, like Sunday is my favorite day, is because Sunday is after a break day from your Saturday party or your TGIF and so on. So Sunday for me is a day for myself to settle down myself.
Mm-hmm.
So and to have a lot of like this kind of like inner reflection with
Mm-hmm.
myself. And also sometimes I also will have some warm activity with my family or my friends to have like the breakfast session, because
Mm.
like usually during the weekday different people they have their own schedule, so
Mm-hmm.
usually you can't have a breakfast session. So Sunday is a day for you to have this kind of like family day and some more activity with your friends and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is a day for you to ready yourself to kickstart for next week, because tomorrow is Monday. You
Mm-hmm.
need to start through a new week for yourself, and then a lot of things for you to compliment and so on. Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah. So this is the day I like myself for Sunday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm.
When you first give Sunday, I was surprised. But then I thought you're Christian. You know, like Christian go to
Uh-huh.
church every Sunday. That's why you give Sunday. But then yeah, okay. For me, I dread Sunday because you thought oh, tomorrow need to work ah.
Have to work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I say sometimes it's quite they have two way for you to say that
Yeah.
you like and also you dislike. Yeah.
I still remember every Sunday and my housemate will come back and then be like, ah, so fast Sunday already. And then oh, I need to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow have the school.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a good chatting sections with you. I feel like it's such a informative and inspiring sections, and I get to know um, more about you and how you think a lot. I think a lot of the advice you give is very useful. I literally say this for so many times throughout this interview, but then yeah, I really truly think that. So Hayden, thank you for your time, and I hope people that's listening also enjoyed today's sections, and we will see you next time. Bye
Right. Thanks, April.
bye.
Thank you.